Join our mini-league. It's completely free to enter. With a £250 prize for the top leader, £50 for second, and £25 for third. You can join by clicking on the link provided in the description below, or by typing the code displayed on the video. Check the description below for prizes eligibility. We're glad to have you back on the Fantasy Football Chronicles channel. Today's video features the comeback of the Players to Buy series. In case you haven't been following along, each week this season, we're ranking the players with the most expected points in each game week, according to their position. This will help you decide who to place the armband on, and which players to buy or sell. Many different paid FPL sites contributed to these projections, though we aren't sponsored by any of them. So let's get started. We'll start with our projections for the goalkeepers. Despite letting in 5 goals against Newcastle in the previous game, Martinez still ranks first in the upcoming game week projections. In the season opener, Aston Villa gave up 3.45 in XG, second only to Luton Town's 4.16. Everton, the side with the third most shots in game week 1, is up next, and Unai Emery's highline approach didn't work the last time out. Because of this, I'll steer clear of Aston Villa's defence, especially now that Tyrone Mings is out. Curiously, Alisson ranks second among keepers for the forthcoming game. It's only that the upcoming schedule doesn't inspire me with confidence because of the low likelihood of clean sheets. What's more intriguing is that Jason Steele is third in predicted points for the coming week, despite Roberto De Zerbi's comments that his goalkeepers will be sharing minutes. Betting on the next game week's clean sheet odds. Matt Turner, the £4 million starting keeper, may start for your team this week, since Nottingham Forest have a 33% chance of keeping a clean sheet. On the road against Arsenal in the Emirates, he prevented 5 of 7 shots he faced on target. If you need a cheap backup goalkeeper, Leno is your man. He's expected to put up 24.1 points over the next 6 games. Over the season's first weekend, he amassed a staggering 12-pointer haul by making 9 saves and keeping a clean sheet to earn maximum bonus points. Looking at the goalkeepers' saves odds for the forthcoming game week, it's actually Norberto Netta who leads the projections, with 4.9 expected saves. Bournemouth will travel to Liverpool as they face the Reds, who produced 9 shots in game week 1. The defence is up next, and Trent is projected to score 27.8 points over the following 6 games. I expect him to have an effective year, but for £8 million, there are better alternatives. Notably, in Liverpool's last game, Salah was caught offside, resulting in the removal of his assist. There is a 30% probability that he will contribute to an assist in the upcoming game week. No other defender was included in the bookies' assist odds, other than his teammate Andrew Robertson. It doesn't shock me that Virgil van Dijk and Robertson are also expected to score highly when Liverpool host Bournemouth. Here's another interesting point. Cash is predicted to score 21.9, while Dean is predicted to score 9.5. Possible explanation is perhaps Alex Moreno is about to return to action for Villa after suffering a hamstring injury last year. Putting Trent and Matty Cash side by side, it's actually Trent, with 5.7, who has more predicted points for this week. On the other hand, only 7% of managers own Matty Cash, making him the more differential option. Trent has the better matchup, but you could say that Cash's next matchup is better because Everton lacks a goal scorer. Mohamed Salah is expected to score the most points in midfield this game week, with 7.5. Salah's role has shifted this season, as he's taken over as Liverpool's main playmaker. He went on assisting a goal for the Reds against Chelsea in game week 1. Though, he may not play the entire 90, since he was the first of Liverpool's front 3 to be substituted last time out. It's a bit of a surprise, but Gibbs White is projected to score 4.9 points, third most among all midfielders. Sheffield United recorded a total of 1.84 expected goals conceded last time out, so keep that in mind if you're looking for a one-week punt in midfield. Looking at the team's goal odds by the bookmakers, it's Liverpool who top the list with 2-point projected goals. For the upcoming game week, it might be wise to invest on Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, or perhaps Cody Gakpo. Next weekend, Man City will host Newcastle at the Etihad, and they are heavily favoured to win by at least 2 goals. Also, Phil Foden, who costs 7.5 million, is predicted to score 29.6 FPL points over the next 6 games, putting him slightly higher than similarly priced players Saka and Odegaard. Taking a look at the 2 midfielders with the most potential next week. In terms of expected points, Mohamed Salah is the clear leader. His owners may even consider making him captain. It's no surprise that of the 2 options, Son is the lower owned one. Many managers are opting to the wait-and-see approach on him, especially after Kane's departure. It's worth noting that in Spurs' most recent match against Brentford, he was taken out of the game in the second half. His teammate Richarlison, who's been classified as a midfielder, may be the preferred option now that he occupies Kane's position. Salah is favoured by the odds makers to score among all players in this game week, but Son isn't even on the list. Erling Haaland, Joao Pedro and Taiwo all enter the bookies list after scoring in game week 1. If money isn't an issue, I'd lean towards Salah if I had to pick between the 2 assets. Let's take a look at the forwards, where things get interesting. Haaland is predicted to average 4.3 points, but Salah is projected for 7.5. If you're looking for upside or enjoy taking risks, it's apparent that Salah should be your game week 2 differential captain. Considering that roughly 90% of managers own Haaland, you'll need to be willing to put your money on an important risk if Haaland produces and Salah don't. Deservingly, Ollie Watkins is projected to have the 2nd highest projected points among attackers over the next 6 games, at 24.8. Even though Villa lost last time out, he still found a way to reward his owners with an assist. Next up for Aston Villa is Everton, a perfect opportunity for him to replicate his remarkable form under Unai Emery, when he produced 12 goals and 4 assists in the prior season. If we revisit the bookies' goal scorer odds, we see that Darwin is 3rd with 49%. Though, his acquisition is a huge gamble, because his playing time is uncertain. Joao Pedro is also on the list, which is interesting because he scored in the first round against newly promoted Luton and played for 90 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if he remains a starter. Vissa is expected to get 20.6 points over the next 6 games. He even scored last time out against Spurs. He's also 0.5 cheaper than Mbemo. He might be a decent buy if you want to cover Brentford's attack. To sum up, Salah, Trent and Haaland are expected to score the most points this week. It's a week where it might make sense to bet the armband on a player other than Haaland. Only one player in my team makes it in the top 10 assets for the upcoming game week. Despite that, I'm looking to save my transfer and extend scouting for another week. I've always preferred to roll my transfer on the 2nd game week. It gives me the flexibility to implement a mini wildcard in game week 3 if needed. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as it helps the channel expand. See you in the next video.